I want to say big up my chosen ones, all my light beings, my star seeds, all my children of the Most High. Everybody going through what they're going through. Their awakenings, dark nights of the souls, twin flames, the whole shebang. You know, I've been on TikTok. And one thing about chosen ones, we like to adapt. We pick up on information. We pick up on information and we reapply ourselves. And one thing I heard amongst the people listening to me is that I should speak more. I have this kind of soothing voice. So I thought, let me start doing videos longer. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Usually, I like to center my videos around a particular topic, aim and execute. But I feel like now, going forward, I might start talking, expressing, rather than trying to teach and guide so much. One thing I wanted to talk about today is calling back your energy, because this is something that I've recently learned about myself, and I've been on this journey for some time now. And a lot of you are probably going through the same thing. You know, a lot of you are in situations, places, people that are siphoning your energy. A lot of you are experiencing witchcraft unknowingly that is limiting you energetically. You see, what you need to understand is energy is everything. Energy is the new currency. Energy is priceless, because without energy you can't do nothing. You can't manifest, you can't build, you can't grow, you can't do nothing. And not everybody out here is able to create their own energy. And so what they do is take it from others that have energy in abundance. And that's you, chosen ones, light beings, star seeds. And a lot of you are stepping into your new you. You know, a lot of you are becoming that Sophia empath. A lot of you are just awakening. A lot of you are just realizing. A lot of you are just come to that point in your life where you're no longer going to tolerate certain behaviors, certain treatment from certain people. You're stepping into the new you. And what you need to understand is, light beings, is that when you step into the new you, you're detaching yourself from certain people. When you start loving yourself, respecting yourself, putting up boundaries, certain people no longer have the same access to you that they once had. So some of these people are going to put up the pressure, and some of you are probably going through this right now. Some of you are seeing that from the first time you actually started respecting yourself and putting up boundaries, putting yourself first, you just had a flood of responses and flood of like madness from certain people around you. The reactions were just ridiculous, as if you owe them your time and your energy. The chosen ones, you don't. You've been through enough. And like I said, it's time you call back your energy. And like going forward in this time, chosen ones, these same people who don't appreciate you, your time, your consistent efforts to love, to care, to understand, to advise, all of that. These people, when you're stepping into the new you, it's important that you just cut them off. Because the Most High will not gift you still attached to these people. Because these people will never see the new you. They'll always see you for the old you. They're so used to the old you. They loved the old you. Because the old you was naive. The old you gave them chances after chances. The old you tolerates certain behaviors that this new you will never do. You see, chosen ones, you grow, you adapt, you evolve. You want to understand, you seek truth. Even if the truth hurts Some people don't. Some people stay stagnant. Some people so caught up in their ego and self that they think who they are will forever be enough. And even if they feel deep inside that they're not, outside they'll never show. They always put on this fake smile, this fake facade. But you're not fake, chosen one. You take it as it is. You see it what it is. And you move accordingly. And this is why you need to step away from these people, chosen ones, because they can no longer match you at your level. In fact, some of you, for most of you, they never were on your level. You've woken up to that fact. It's like these people, you are now all on board, you're on a boat to a new world. And these people are acting like anchors, keeping you here and now. So you need to shake off these anchors and start moving, start stepping into that new you, start finding that new you, chosen ones. Block certain people of social media. Don't let people come into your life and drown you with their issues, their little problems, their little stories of others and that. Don't let these people come into your world and give you doubt, make you question yourself, you know what I'm saying? Make you feel less than. Don't even do the X amount of your life immediately, chosen ones. A lot of you are starting to realize it wasn't just the spouse or the person laying next to you, it's in your family. Chosen ones, you got caught off certain family members. You know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of time thinking to yourself, you can change this family member or these family members. There's hope. You could do this, But you soon realize that you can't. You can take a horse to walk, but you can't make it drink. You know what I'm saying? Some people just ain't thirsty enough. You understand, chosen ones? But there's some people that are. There's some people that need your light. You know what I'm saying? They appreciate you, respect you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, they'll be proud of you, more proud than your own people, them. But you're not going to find these people, your soul family, the ones that are aligned with you, if you're still attached to all that dead weight. You know what I'm saying? All that hate, all that darkness. Detach immediately, chosen one. And I know you're going to find it hard because, you're shaking off people who you thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. You're shaking off people who you thought loved you. You're shaking off people that meant a lot to you at some point in time. You share memories with these people. And I'm sorry about that, but you have to understand that this is just the way it is. And I guarantee, believe it or not, if you detach yourself from that old world, there's a new world for you waiting. And you can't see it. I can't see it. I can feel it. I know it because I trust in the Most High and I have faith. Because it was in my darkest hours, it's the Most High that had me. In my darkest hours, in your darkest hours, because I know you lot have some darkest hours. Yeah? When you had nothing, no hope, you didn't see no light. Lo and behold, you're still here, still stepping, still smiling, still believing. 25, 30 years, 40 years down the line. And I need to talk about something else with regards to cutting off your energy. The physical world is evident, but the spiritual world is real, you understand what I'm saying? A lot of you are starting to understand that, starting to see that. Energetic attachments and soul ties, as well as witchcraft and that. And the reason why I'm on here as well is to speak about my experiences and how I dealt with things, and it might help you deal with things. So some of you may know I experienced this false flame, twin flame experience, whereby I was under severe spiritual witchcraft and I was being siphoned. How I was being siphoned was through my heart chakra, and my emotions towards this person was a channel in which they used to siphon my energy. So every time I would think about her, feel for her, whatever, energy would be taken. See, what you need to understand, chosen ones, here, how I perceive it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you have to allow it. You have to consciously allow the connection. emotionally have a connection with that person. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why I was being siphoned was because I cared, loved, valued that person, wanted the best for that person, but that person didn't want that for me. That person was a narcissist. That person was demonic. That person siphoned my energy, used that connection to siphon my energy. So once you come to awareness of what's happening, that's when you can start consciously detaching from that. And one thing that I learned was visual, energetic cord cutting. So you visualize a light between you two, a rope, you know, and you cut the rope, but all the energy comes back to you. Sometimes it's also good to visualize yourself. Yeah, boom. Listen to this. When you're around energetic vampires, or in general, if you're under such things, visualize yourself in a bright light, protected. Understand what I'm saying? Visualize these things. Also speak these things into reality. Speak it. You understand what I'm saying? And this brings me to my next point, is that I was under such severe attack that I learned to pray for it. Pray it out. So I got an energy reclamation prayer. It's quite long, but I used to say this prayer as much as I could to the Most High in order to detach. So if you are interested in having that, let me know. Just send me a message, email me, catch me on TikTok or whatever, and I'll send you that. But yeah, that's what I used. So I prayed for it. You understand what I'm saying? And one thing you need to understand, you are whole, you are good on your own. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of it comes from thinking that you need certain people in order to be whole, in order to be the best version. That's not the case. A lot of manipulators, they put you in a position whereby they make you feel like you need them for something. Do you understand what I'm saying? But all you need is yourself and the Most High. Because once you're aligned and you're thinking right, you're feeling right, you're moving right, you got your energy right, and you're aligned with the Most High, you don't need these people. In fact, to be honest with you, you never needed these people to begin with. But there's going to be a point in time when you're going to see it very clearly, because the life around you is going to reflect that. You understand? So call back your energy. You see, chosen ones, you're entering a new age, a new world, a new timeline. Some people call it a 5D. But it's impossible for you to enter such a state if you are attached with lower vibrational beings and entities. You know how I see things like frequency. It's like the higher you raise your frequency, the lighter you get. It's like you rise, you know. But then if you're talking, communicating, and you're attached to people in your life, then no matter how high you get, there's going to be that point where you're not going to be able to go any further. You're not going to be able to reach your top, because people are dragging you down when they're nonsense. And this brings me to another point: chosen ones, light beings. A lot of these vampires, a lot of these energetically depleted beings, a lot of these dark entities, they drain you through numerous means. So it's always important that you pray, especially when like you go anywhere with people, you know, any interactions, you know what I'm saying, pray like for protection and stuff. But a lot of ways they do this is by communication, because they like to get into these dead end conversations. And I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So they get into these conversations. It's like the more they talk, it's any emotional distortion you have. This is conversation is boring. I care for you, or like any emotional distortion you get from what they say or do, they feed off of it. That's why a lot of people want to anger you, because they can feed off anger. A lot of time, they love bomb you, because that's another way to feed off you. They love bomb you and then they take it away. You understand what I'm saying? All of that's just tactic manipulation to siphon your energy. So another thing, any person in your life that's done anything like that, cut them off. Anybody who's laughed at you, mocked you, mistreated, cut them off, bro. Because people who have done shown you who they are. And you deserve better light, beings. You're children of light. The Most High has chose you. The Most High in heaven, the highest of heavens, have chose you in this time. And you're telling me you're aligning yourself with someone like that who can't even see who you are, don't even respect who you are. Cut them off. You feel me? Don't let certain people be calling your phone, telling you about their problems and that they can solve for themselves. They took 5 minutes out of their ridiculous life to sort it out. Not everybody deserves access to you anymore. You gave access to everybody. You gave everybody a chance to show you some degree of something. But all they did ever show you was negativity, darkness. The chosen ones, I'm sure you're tired of that. So, another thing is like, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So like, you ain't gotta be me mugging nobody in the season, chosen ones. You ain't gotta be testing and be gangster, do the ego shit, be the big boy, none of that. Be the big, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got none of that. Because that's another way to siphon your energy, bro. Keep it stepping. If you ever encounter somebody that wants to fight, anybody that wants to argue, anybody that wants, keep it stepping. You got a mission. Stay focused on your mission. Right now it's tunnel vision. Everything else don't matter. You understand, chosen ones? Not everybody deserves access to you. Not everybody deserves to be in your energy. Not everybody deserves to be a part of your story. Not everybody sees the same way you do, feels the way you do, chosen one. Not everybody's gonna put the same amount you're finna put on the table. Half these people ain't gonna put nothing on the table. They're finna take off your table. Cut these people off. So like I said, I got an energy prayer for those of you who are currently going through energy walk and witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I've experienced it myself. Also, for those of you that are interested, wristbands are now out, set apart, exclusive wristbands on Shopify TikTok shop. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave it in the description below, so you can go cop a couple of those and support the cause. Yeah, chosen ones, listen man, it's time you cut off cut off these little vampires, these, you know what I'm saying, these empty vessels. Because you are it, you are the light. You understand? And you know what I'm gonna say. Do me this one favor. Stay locked, stay focused, stay grounded. Most importantly,